Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso at thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below, your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see here on our channel or on our website. Reach out to me at tmosso at thewatchbox.com. Today we are discussing a model launched in 2018 based on a platform that came out in 2012. This is the Rolex Oyster Perpetual Sky-Dweller, reference 326135, rose gold silver dial, fully loomed on a beautiful brown alligator leather strap. Now the watch measures 42 millimeters in diameter, surprisingly slim at 13.9 millimeters thick. It's 50.2 millimeters from lug to lug with a 21 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Let's throw it on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist real quick and get a sense of the fit. It's comfortable. Wears more like a big Datejust than the 42 millimeter Explorer 2. It's not the super case, so you can see there is an elegance that belies its size, and it will slip underneath the cuff. So though the timepiece is substantial, I recommend it as a dress complication for those who have a wrist of 14.5 centimeters circumference or larger. I would even say you probably don't want to go any smaller than that. 15 and up is ideal. The watch feels substantial, and it's nicely anchored by a strap that is handsomely made, slightly bolstered, so it has some volume as it approaches the case. Large rectangular scale alligator leather with a monotone stitch and a folded edge. You can see on the underside it is a more conventional calfskin aesthetic. The timepiece features a folding clasp with a lift lock system, so you can see as I push it down it locks into place. There are also several drilled divots inside the clasp, so you have 5 positions to re-anchor using your strap tool to make fine-tuning adjustments. You can see it's fully finished inside and out, polished on both sides. The timepiece does feature a handsome integration of strap and case band. You can see there's that little insert that closes the gap and reduces the daylight between case and strap to give it the same handsome integrated appearance as a Rolex on a bracelet. Like I said, this is more like a big Datejust. It's not the super case, it doesn't have sheer sides, it doesn't have squared off lugs. It's all of high polish, quite handsome. You can see the twin dots of a twin lock crown executed in gold. That's what the 2 dots mean. It is a screw down crown. The watch is 100 meters water resistant. Let's talk about the bezel. Not only is the characteristic fluted bezel we find on Rolex gold watches, but it is part of the movement. It is called ring command, and it is mobile. Let's screw the crown out right now. Now I can wind the watch in the first position, having pulled the crown out, but you'll also note that when I pull it to its outermost position, nothing happens. This watch is both a GMT and an annual calendar. There's a second time zone at center in a 24-hour format, and there's an annual calendar that need be adjusted only once a year during the jump from February to March. Turn the ring command bezel once counterclockwise, and now I can propel the date in both directions. Note not just the date, but also the month indicator. January, February. January, February. That little jumping red rectangle indicates the month because 12 hours correspond to 12 months. The first is quite literally January. 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock is February, and it is bidirectional. It is a brilliant system and almost impossible to break based on planetary gearing devised by Rolex. They are proud of the robustness of this system. Now you turn the bezel counterclockwise one more click, and now I can change the local time zone at center, the 12-hour hand. You can see I can also jump the date forward but not backwards. I turn one more time counterclockwise, and now you see it hacks and stops the movement. Now I can adjust everything in sync: the date, the 12-hour time zone, the minute, and the 24-hour time zone. You adjust the 24-hour time zone first, and then you adjust everything else after that. It changes instantaneously, both day and month. Rose gold applique indices, fully loomed, a handsome silver white satin lightly frosted dial with a lovely red triangular index indicating the current time on the 24-hour dial. You have rose gold hands skeletonized at center, and inside the case, Rolex's most complicated movement caliber 9001, 40 joules, automatic winding, 70-hour power reserve, 4 hertz beat rate, that is 8 beats per second. It features the quickset bidirectional annual calendar, GMT, hacking seconds. It is a COSC chronometer, certified, but Rolex then cases up the movement and tests it in 6 positions, not 5, as a fully cased watch. Rolex assures this watch will run -2 + 2 seconds per day or better. That is the basis for the claim that this is a superlative chronometer, not merely a COSC chronometer. Now the timepiece features a bearing for its winding system. Previously Rolex had used jeweled staffs. The bearing is more robust and shock resistant than the jeweled staff. The watch of course winds in both directions because that's how Rolex does. Free sprung with a full balance bridge, it is shock resistant. The overcoil hairspring is made by hand, helping the watch to keep excellent position timing, as each position should be more or less concentric beating of the hairspring, enabling it to earn its chronometer certification. That overcoil made by hand is not just good for timing's sake, it is highly anti-magnetic. A blue oxidized niobium zirconium alloy Rolex calls Parachrom Blue. It is highly anti-magnetic. That's one of the material miracles of this watch. The other is the gold itself, which is Rolex's patented Ever Rose. It is an alloy that uses, first of all, a lot of copper to make it red, not rose, and second, a lot of platinum, so it is forever rose. It will not fade or oxidize with time. It will remain quite red. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details. And I'm back with the Rolex Sky-Dweller, a huge upgrade over earlier versions of this watch that only featured two loomed hands.